okay. Let's try this again, okay? I'm looking directly at you, internet. You bitch. I don't usually like to take this tone, but I will not accept some wibbly-wobbly internet. Do you know what I'm saying? Now is the time to really deliver on successfully being internet. I would be very sad if you don't. I hope you know this. Okay. I'm redoing all of my going live things, so I have to send them again. Hopefully, this actually works out, okay? Hopefully that's where we end up with this working properly, and us being able to do some law, bringing some order to these fucking people. I'm gonna go over to new game because we're gonna start. No, I can't do new game because we're on the third thing. Well, hopefully this just starts where we were at. It starts with a cutscene. I need to remember that, and it's not a short one. But I can't choose to progress the text, so I really need to be on top of it. And my internet needs to be on top of it too. It looks like we're somewhat stable. We're wibbling a little bit, but we're staying over 4,000 kilobytes per second. So I'm gonna start.
That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
It wasn't me! I swear it wasn't me!
The evidence and testimony we have seen and heard are conclusive. The victim was alone at the table when he drank from that poisoned cup of coffee.
No, you're wrong! I know what I saw! I saw... I saw someone else there! A man! He's the real killer! Chad Phoenix Wright. Poisoning people again. As we are well aware that he likes to do. It is his favorite activity. He puts poison in coffee. Why won't anyone believe me? Chad Phoenix Wright. Haters of coffee beverages everywhere, and that's why we hate him. Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps this case up, wouldn't you, Mr. Wright? Imagine losing to pain.
The court finds the defendant guilty. Imagine losing a case to pain. This court is adjourned. Literally so sad. Fucking idiot.
January 6th, 10:03 a.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Ah! The start of the new year always makes me feel like I can take on the whole world. Oh, I didn't realize this one was New Year themed. Perfect, we're right around the corner. I bet it does, Maya. So, I've decided that our resolution should be... Svati! Take on the world! What do you think? Sure, whatever, Maya. But I think maybe you've had more than enough mistletoe cake. Never! You've got to eat a lot of cake during New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Like watching the fireworks on TV, or playing a board game.
Hey, pal!
Detective Gumshoe. Happy New Year, Detective!
Likewise. Now listen up, Wright. I wanna...
Here's to another fruitful year of lawyer-police cooperation.
Yeah, me too. Alright, pal, you got some explaining to...
Have you got a holiday present for me, Detective?
What? Well, here, have this. It's really nothing much, but...
Yay, thanks!
Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat.
Hey, what about Pearly? You haven't forgotten her present, have you?
No. I mean, yes. I mean, no. Are you doing this on purpose?
Guess I'm busted. How did you like my first practical joke of the year?
Very funny, pal.
Now let's see how funny you think it is when I show you this. What is it? A magazine? Hey, I want to see. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright trounced. Trounced? Let me see that. The defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this? It's a report, pal, about you. Listen to this. Mr. Wright must take full responsibility for the ruling in this case. Well, and don't tell me you don't remember anything about it. But I don't remember anything about it. When was that issue from, anyway? December of last year, which I guess makes it last month. Which makes it old news, you mean? But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December. So what do you think this is all about, Nick? If it wasn't you, pal, then it leaves only one possibility. No way. You don't mean... a phony Nick? This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting off the year with one, too. So, what are you gonna do about it, pal? What do you mean, what am I gonna do about it? Well, it's your fault that the judge found the defendant guilty in this case. My fault? How do you figure that? Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now. Well, maybe only sort of. Yeah, see what happens when you hotshots start getting too full of yourselves? But I didn't do anything wrong. At least, not that I can remember. You better make this right, pal. Now. And that means taking the case back to court. Got it? Sounds like we've got our first case of the new year. Let's tackle it with gusto. I don't know. The judge already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. It's not going to be easy to get it overturned. I guess that New Year's resolution is going to have to wait until next year. So you're taking the case, right? Good. I'm going to head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct. Drop by if you need something, okay, pal? I guess people are starting to know the name Phoenix Wright. If a client entrusted a case to me based on my reputation, I guess I am kind of responsible. But why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of guy would do that? So, what's our first move? I guess we go down to the detention center and talk. Wait a sec, Nick! This person's behind bars because of you! Whoever it is isn't going to be jumping at the chance to meet you, right? Hey, let's get one thing straight. It wasn't me. It was a fake me that did this. I wonder if he looks exactly like you. Your phony... Jin Ihop, I mean. I hope not. Ugh. What kind of name for an evil double is Jin Ihop anyway? Ah, Nick! I've got it! If you're gonna ask whether I've got a twin brother, the answer is no. Spoil sport. Did you notice Gumshoe was acting weirder than usual, or was it just me? What do you mean? I mean, he was really worked up. Like a guy who's just found out he's gonna be a dad or something. Yeah, I guess he was acting kind of strange. Maybe he realized he's got strong feelings for you, Nick. Considering how we interact, I seriously doubt that, Maya. Well, if he wasn't nervous because of you, then maybe it's because of our new guilty client? Let's go to the detention center, I guess. January 6th, detention center, visitor's room. This is so nerve-wracking waiting to meet our new client. I wonder just what kind of person you tricked and got found guilty. Keep it down, Maya. That kind of talk could ruin me. Ah! How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying. Wait, is this that girl who was a cop in the last case we saw her in? Something about a feather name? Aren't you... Yes, I am. I am totally and utterly let down. Are you? Don't pretend you don't know me. It's me, Maggie, remember? Maggie Bird. Maggie Bird. Ah! Maggie Bird. She's the policewoman I defended that one time. She was accused of murdering her lover. He was a cop, too. Makes sense she's not on the force anymore. What are you doing in here? Didn't I get you a quit? Oh, sure. Very funny. Will you be needing a drink, Queen? I think I might grab a limonada or something. But if you could grab that for me, that would be epic. After that fifth-rate defense job, you come in here and start making jokes? You better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick. Oh my god. The limonada asthma. Oh, I see. So that's where we stand right now. Live cold one opening. Real. Cracking into a cold can of lemon. Since I already finished my coffee. I'm sorry you've been caught up in another murder. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time. But I don't mind. What's one more disaster in my life? At least now, the real Mr. Right is here with me. I won't let the world keep me down, sir. So, how come you're dressed like that, Maggie? Last year you looked so sharp in that police uniform. I was fired after that incident last year. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I don't mind one bit. I enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on. So, what do you do now? In the second act of The Life of Maggie Bird, I'm playing the role of a waitress. A waitress? Yes, in a French restaurant. It's a small place, but it's quite fashionable. You can see right there someone was murdered. That's kind of cool, right? My charming smile and shapely figure came through for me. And the owner, Mr. Armstrong, hired me straight away, sir. And then you got into this mess straight away, right? Yeah, you could put it that way. This whole mess started on the 3rd of last month. And it happened at Tribulations. Tribulations? Yes, it's a restaurant where good service and a friendly smile are always included. Oh. There were 2 men at the table, both drinking coffee. One had a scouter, and the other one had hair kind of like yours. Big and stupid. And then, before he could gauge his power level, the other one that looked like you, Nick, used an underhanded trick to blow his head off. With poison. One of the men slipped some poison into the victim's cup. The victim took just 1 sip and was gasping for air. I was so shocked I passed out. Hey, hold on there, Maggie. What? You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed? Not at all! I'd never even seen the guy before. Oh. So she wouldn't have had a motive to kill him then, I guess. And the other man, the killer, you saw him, right? Of course! A good waitress must be attentive to the clientele. He looked like a Chad version of you, Nick. He had that Giga Chad chin thing going on. So you saw the killer, but you were found guilty of the crime anyway. How come? You tell me, Mr. Right! Ugh. I guess the answer to my question is my phony. Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. So, if you saw the murderer, why were you still convicted? Because no one else saw. Saw what? The other man. The one who put the poison in the victim's coffee. Everyone testified that way. Mr. Armstrong, the customer, everyone. The victim was sitting alone at his table the whole time. And he didn't even have coffee. He just had a bunch of lottery tickets. Or bee money. Or there was a newspaper. But how's that possible? I don't know. But nobody, not one person would believe me, sir. Even Phoenix Wright, my one last hope for a fair trial, failed me. What a pathetic defense! My granny could have done a better job. Look, that wasn't me, okay? And then they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket. What? A small bottle of poison. What? Poison? It was in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. I can't stand seeing people unconscious. It makes me queasy. The killer must have slipped the poison into my pocket while I was unconscious. And no one else saw this other guy. No, sir. That's what everyone said. But I don't see how they could have missed him. I was the one who took the coffee to the two men. Oh? And what was your impression of them? Well, when I first saw them, I kind of thought they might be in the music industry. In music? How come? Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece and an emo musician's look about him. Because he had a beanie on? And like a scouter from Dragon Ball? And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. Okay, that makes sense. An earpiece and a sample CD, huh? Did you manage to get a look at the CD at all? It had a band's name written on it. I think it was MC something. They must have been preparing for their debut, I guess. I mean, the guy might just be a rap artist. Like MC something. So it was a band CD. Maybe a promo disc? Maybe it was MC Screwdriver. Get serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that? What was the name of that group again? MC Hacksaw? No. MC... And what about the killer? What did he look like? Well, I don't really remember. Only that he was a young man, well-built like the victim, really. Shows you my attorney's badge. That badge! Is it real? Of course it's real. That's what they all say. But I've been duped before. Give it to me for a sec. Oh, she bit it. She bit into it. And I left a few teeth marks, too. I can see that. I just wish I could remember if that means it's real or fake. I mean, if it's real gold, it'll be soft enough for you to leave teeth marks in. I said it was real. Oh, yeah, I need to ask you about this. Hey! This article's about my case! Can you tell me anything about the guy who was pretending to be me? Yes, sir! It was the morning after I'd been arrested. I met you in the visitor's room here. You were wearing one of your super sharp suits. Me? Yes, you, Mr. Wright. Hey, Maggie. Was my evil double I am here too? No, I don't remember a phony you, Maya. Oh, that would have been so cool. Then you got really worked up and passionate. I'm gonna get you cleared of this crime, you said. Okay, I get the picture. But you've met me in person before. So how come you didn't realize that guy wasn't the real me? I guess looking back on it now, it was a little strange. Only a little. Well, okay, so you were a bit taller than normal, and you looked a bit shady. And your voice was a bit weird. Oh, and you had this kind of funny accent, and so the guy was nothing like me then? But he had your spiky hair and the blue suit. Those are the only things people remember about you, Nick. You're not very descriptive. Is that all it takes for someone to imitate me? How about everyone else in the courtroom, like the judge and the observers? Didn't they realize he was an imposter? Everyone had these big question marks on their faces. But it seemed that no one wanted to say anything, sir. This case just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Mr. Wright, do you think it's possible to get a retrial? Probably. The court ruled on the absence of a genuine defense attorney. So we should be able to get a retrial. Mr. Wright? Do you think we'll win next time, sir? My life has been a full-course meal of bad luck, complete with defeat for dessert. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. Holy fuck, Maggie! I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. How did you become a cop? How did you survive falling off the 9th floor of your apartment building when you were a child? I even landed a phony lawyer when I had the misfortune of being accused of murder for the 2nd time. But I will survive, because Maggie Bird always lives to fight another day. Maid power, baby. And one day I'll find it. Just you wait and see, sir. I'll find that one single moment of good luck. Ugh, Shin E-Hop is really gonna pay for this. What are you staring at me like that for? But Maya's right. Whoever it is that thought it was a good idea to use my name and get an innocent girl convicted of murder had better watch out. We'll find him. Don't you worry. We'll get Jin E-Hop for you. Thank you. Oh, I'll tell you where Tribulations is, then. Oh, right. The restaurant where the murder took place. Yes, sir. When you go, please tell Mr. Armstrong I said hi. And beg him not to fire me, if you would be so kind. Sure. All right, Nick. Let's go check out this restaurant and its food. All right. Let's go to Tribulations. This is shockingly pink. Holy fuck. This is so much pink. I don't know if I'd be able to eat here. It's so bright. Wow. Look at this place. Look. More like smell. What is with the suffocating scent of flowers in here? And also, you know, if you're smelling nothing but flowers, your food's not even gonna taste good. Then again, girls like that kind of thing, right? Actually, I'm not all that into it. No one's coming to seat us. Maybe there's no one here. Don't be silly, Maya. This is a restaurant, and it's open for business. They have literally one table. Hello? Anyone here? I don't believe it. There really isn't anyone here. Perfect. Let's get intrusive. If there's no one here, we can take anything we want. Yeah, I suppose we can. It's the restaurant's front entrance. There's a sign hanging on the door written in French. It probably says open or closed. It must be one or the other, but I don't know which since I don't know Jacques about French. Look at all the little trinkets tucked away in here. I bet Mr. Armstrong collected all these things personally. Let's see. A bouquet of flowers, some potpourri, and look! Fine bone china cups. I never knew you were so cultured. Come on, Maya. This is common knowledge. Any Joe Schmo knows this much. Look, it's one of those magical boxes that spits out money. You know, you're the only person who would ever describe a cash register in that way. Let's see. It's a rack full of fashion magazines, and they're all in French. Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic sometime, huh, Maya? Phoenix? Shut the fuck up. That's her outfit. Yeah, I guess I could. I'm always in my acolyte clothes, aren't I? It'd be fun to wear normal clothes every now and then. There's something stuffed in behind the rack. A newspaper. Probably the newspaper from the table. Looks like a sports paper to me. Hey, and look at this. Someone scribbled a little doodle on one of the pages. MC Bomber. 100,000. 500,000. Laughing, and then what looks like fucking Mask Twinkle Damask. MC Bomber and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. $100,000? Maybe? I wonder what MC Bomber is supposed to be. This paper. It's from December 3rd. This paper's from the day of the poisoning. What? A paper from the day of the murder? This has gotta be a clue. I should see if I can find out more about this paper. Okay. I don't want to examine the chef? Whatever. This must be the table where the murder occurred. I guess so, with all this police tape all around it. And that stain must be from the poisoned coffee. Don't go licking the tablecloth, okay, Maya? Why would I lick it? I'm not a cat, you know. Then why can I picture you doing just that? This restaurant has partitions that separate the tables. When you're seated at a table, you can only see the tables to your right or left. Important. Wow, it's a beautiful winter wonderland out there. Really? Cool, I love snow. Let me see. Huh? It's not, wait. It's not even snowing. Got you. I was only kidding, Maya. Nick! There are lies that are okay to tell and lies that definitely aren't. All I did was tell an itty-bitty white lie about non-existent white snow. Honestly, cruel and evil of him. This table's set nicely. Just needs a customer. What do you think this flower is, Nick? Let's see. Well, it doesn't look like a tulip, and it's not a sunflower, I don't think. Duh, even I could have told you that. Well, those are the only kinds of flowers I know. Dagnabbit, I'm a lawyer, not a botanist. Fair enough, I guess. I'm not really seeing anything else to look at. I thought for sure we'd run into the chef, but I guess not. Oh, we should show her the newspaper. Oh, a sports paper. Let's see, let's see. Did Gutson Braun manage to defend his heavyweight title? Sorry, Maggie. That paper is this paper is actually a month old. It's from the day of the murder. And Gutson got knocked out yesterday, I'm afraid. Oh, no. I found this paper in the magazine rack at Tribune. Really? That's strange. Tribune doesn't get newspapers. Mr. Armstrong says he's not really fond of them. Then maybe one of the customers left it behind? Anyway, what I want you to take a look at is this scribble here. Aha! That's it, sir! MC Bomber! That was the name that was written on the CD! Just as I thought. I guess it wasn't MC Screwdriver after all, huh? So, that $100,000 must be a down payment for a record deal, right? If someone gave me $100,000, I'd sing for sure. The Master of Caffiene, or the Spirit Song, or even Maya's theme. Okay, Maya. So if the sample CD was on the victim's table, that means this newspaper may have belonged to the victim. You're right! So the victim left this behind on the day of the murder, huh? I guess we better step up the investigation, don't you, Nick? I think we should step up the investigation. Don't you, Nick? January 6th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. It's been ages since we came down the precinct, huh, Nick? Looks like Gumshoe isn't around. He's got it so easy, leaving everyone else to do all the work. No, he's out there somewhere. My bet is in the courthouse. He's probably trying to arrange the retrial of this case. Guess that means we should go to the detention center and chat with our killer, huh? After being convicted without a fair trial, I'm not sure killer is the right label. Alright, let's go back to Tribulations, I suppose. There we go. Oh la la! Bonjour! Welcome to La Tribulations! Oh, hello? What happened to Maya? She's frozen stiff. Oh my god! Bienvenue! Welcome to my petit restaurante. Huh? B Avenue? Oh no, my petit chuli. Huh? Me? Look at his face, like Eden rejected by its own mother. You're fatigued, no? Hello, you need this. An aromatic bath oil melange of La Neri and La Rose. My personal recommendation. You think I need what? Oui, oui. Just add a couple of drops to this mixture to la bath water, and voila. It will soothe your body and your mind. It is simply fantastic. Really? And for la motion. Who? Me? Look at that face. Like la puppy rejected by life itself. You're fatigued, no? For you, monsieur, I recommend this. Oil from bergamot. And maybe a hint of oui oui. I will add la peppermint and la clarissage for a fragrance exceptional. Such an invigorating recipe will bring out your delicious beauty, monsieur. My beauty? Hello. If you'll be seated, I will bring you la special menu of the day. Actually, we're not here to eat. We're lawyers. Ma bien sûr! I know this already, monsieur. You're La Phoenix, right, no? Yes? Do you know me? Ma, oui, oui. I never forget a man who flirts with me, especially in court. I guess he was cross-examined by our mysterious Jin Ehop. It looks like everyone to do with this case already knows who I am already. I wonder what sort of impression Jin Ehop's been leaving on people, don't you? Allow me to introduce myself to you again. I am Jean Armstrong. Enchanté. Okay. So, what does très bien mean? I know très, that means 3, right? No, no, no. Très bien is François. In English, you would say, very good. Oh, very good. Oui, exactement. L'atmosphère is très bien, and la cuisine is très bien. If the food's so good, why aren't there any customers in here? My cuisine is not for all. Some people, they do not appreciate la haute cuisine. I thought everyone liked hot cuisine. Since I have lost Maggie, I do not have enough hands. So you're running this place on your own now? Oui, for la moment, no one has entered my advertisement. Oh, pour moi. Please don't eyeball me while you say that. I am la chef. I am la manager. I am also a trained aromatherapist. A roaming what? A practitioner de aromatherapy. La art of soothing la soul with the delicate floral aromas. Delicate? The smell coming from that bottle earlier was anything but. So, could you tell me what you know about the incident? Bien, it makes me sad to remember it, yet I remember it so well. More than a month has passed since it happened. Yeah, I guess it's been about a month since Maggie's sentencing. So, it was the 3rd of last month, just after 1 in the afternoon. A man who was here for coffee suddenly became ill. Because of the poison in his coffee? That is la truth as I know it. It was Maggie who took his drink to him. I was in la kitchen. I heard the sound of someone collapsing. When I came out to see what it was already slumped in his chair. He was dead? Mon Dieu! Oui! He was dead! Maggie had passed out also. And this man who died, was he alone? Oui, monsieur. All alone. I know that Maggie said there was someone else, but... I see. La police, they asked me many times. Are you sure there was no one else at the table? They asked. But I am not the only one. La woman said the same thing. Old man? What old man? So who is this old man that you mentioned? At the time of la murder, there was another customer in here. What? Someone else saw it? Oui. As usual, it came along that day. At the time of la murder, it was here. He saw it too. But he said the same thing, that there was no one else at la victim's table. But Maggie swears there were two people. Mademoiselle, la lawyer, he could not prove this. No? About the lawyer. That was me, I suppose? Bien sûr! Wow, he's the first person who said it wasn't me. Don't kid yourself, Nick. Now who's the one making stuff up? Please, monsieur, there is no need to show me that. You're Phoenix Wright, the worst defense attorney in town. I think I can imagine how he formed this completely wrong impression of me. The last time we met, did I show you this badge? Oui, you flashed it to everyone in the restaurant. Okay, it's a convincing disguise. They knew what to do. Looks like Jin E-Hop is a bigger fan of flashing stuff than you are, Nick. I am not a lawyer myself. I do not wish to speak out of turn. But your defense in the courts that day was a little, how do you say, lacking, perhaps? Even a Frenchman who cannot speak any English could have done a better job. You're very cool, though. Oui. So handsome. Wow, I wonder just how bad the defense could have been. Every time you opened your mouth, the old courthouse stirred. Oh man, that is something I don't want to imagine. We found the sports paper in the magazine rack here. One of my customers must have left it behind. Do you have any idea which customer it was? The only ideas I have, mademoiselle, I save for my kitchen. Okay. I guess we will leave. I didn't get anything new to present. Is there anything new to examine? Alright. It's a rack full of fashion magazines. Doesn't get any newspapers. Wouldn't suit the feel of the place. Better try to find out everything I can about it. Oh, okay, I didn't look at that, but I can't anyway. Anything over here? No. Maggie was a policewoman once, n'est-ce pas? Yes, but she had to quit for, reasons beyond her control. Oui. She was la suspect in la murder investigation, no? Oh, you know about that? That is why I gave her la perfume for la happiness. Happiness perfume? Oui, blended from bergamot, like I have given to you before. But she's been arrested again, and found guilty this time. This is true. A natural aroma of unhappiness must have been very strong. Just admit it, your perfume doesn't work. I'm not surprised she was la prime suspect after something like that took place before my very eyes. Something like what? What's this guy talking about? Does this mean Maggie did have a motive? We've got to ask this guy for more info. Stat. When Maggie took the coffee over to the victim, did anything happen? Oui, I suppose you could say so. So what happened? No, it was nothing. Look, Maggie says she didn't even know the guy, but she's still been indicted for murder. The prosecution must have come up with some kind of motive. Oui, it is true. If there was anything at all between Maggie and the victim, it could be relevant. So please, tell us anything you know. Oh, shit. Oh my god, 3 locks? Psych locks? No way. What are we gonna do, Nick? We'll just have to remove... What the? Well, what's wrong? The Magatama. It's gone! Huh? I had it in my pocket, but it's vanished into thin air. I did notice that. What? But I could see the Cyclops. Maybe that means the Magatama's nearby? Mr. Armstrong, could I just confirm something with you again? The table where the victim was sitting, was anyone else sitting there? That is a question you will have to ask him yourselves. Huh? Him? La Oman spends all of his time dans la park. La Park? Oh, a park? What park's that? Behind la restaurant. It is called Vitamin Square. Thank you. Je vous appuie, my dear. Let's go check out this Vitamin Square right now, Nick. Sure, Vitamin Square, why not? Oh, fuck, vitamins! Job listings. And bunch of birds. So this is Vitamin Square. Yeah, I see where they got the name from now. The fruits scream vitamins at you. Hey, Nick. That's the guy, right? Isn't that the old man Mr. Armstrong was talking about? That grouchy-looking grandpa? He's throwing seeds out for the pigeons. Maya, he's not throwing seeds for them. He's throwing seeds at them. Oh my god, this guy's nose is insane. He's jostling it around. My grumpiness threat level has just been raised to red. I'm gonna show him my badge first to establish dominance. Excuse me, sir. Could I just ask you about this? Sir? Here you go, boy! How does some pigeon feed sound to you? This wasn't exactly what I was hoping to get out of this guy. Excuse me. Would you mind if I had a word with you? Yes! I just want to ask you a couple of questions. What's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm busy? So do you like my seeds, eh, pigeons? He's really chucking those seeds at them. That's gotta hurt. Go on! Eat this! Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you about Maggie Bird? I don't know any Maggie Bird. Yes, you do. Maggie, the waitress at Tribulations. Ha! It's a disgrace, I tell you. An utter disgrace. A disgrace? An innocent young girl revealing herself like that. Revealing? You mean her uniform? The youth of today, they don't have any shame. No shame, I tell you, not 1 ounce. Whatever happened to the old Bushido values of Japan, like honor and modesty? What about me? I'm not wearing anything revealing. You? Your problem is you lack any sense of grace. Talk about hitting a girl where it hurts. Do you go to Tribulations a lot? Huh, that miserable excuse for a restaurant. That garbage they serve in there is not food. Where's the sushi, the tempura, the rice? Tribulations is a French restaurant, sir. Where do you think we are, boy? In Paris? I want real food, not these snooty snacks. And what about those shameless girls? You mean the waitresses? You can see all the way up to their... Yes, the waitresses. They're practically naked. It's a disgrace, isn't it? Well, isn't it? Listen, it's not my restaurant. Ah, it's a miserable excuse for a restaurant, that place. Miserable. He certainly knows the place. He must be a regular. But if he hates it so much, why does he keep going? Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just, if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? He likes the girls being so naked, and by so naked, I mean... having skirts above their knees, I guess? Because Maggie's outfit isn't even, like, that revealing. Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons! You want food? Ha! Take that! He must be hiding something, right? If he is, I should be able to see a Cyclops or two. Oh, wait. I don't exactly have the Magatama right now, huh? Remember, Nick, that Magatama's only on loan. You better find it, or else... If Pearls ever gets wind of this, I'm gonna be in a world of pain. Okay, he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about him either. I'm just gonna look around. Hey, look! Pigeons! Yeah, and heaps of them, too. Did you know that pigeons are the symbol of peace? That's a dove, not a pigeon. Poor things. So they can't be symbols of peace and harmony just because they're gray? Is that it? You're overthinking this one by just a smidge, Maya. I mean, that one's white. Ooh, there's a magazine here. It's a magazine full of job listings. You disgusting rogue, picking up something someone else threw away! Threw away? Did you throw this away? Are you looking for a job? That's none of your business! Sorry, I guess I'll just take the magazine with me then. I don't want anyone else having it. Give it back! Too bad. Now that you want it so bad, I don't want to give it up. Hey, that's mine! Not really. This place is so fruity. It's not a bad thing. Besides, I love apples. They're among my favorites. Then that apple slide is perfect for you. And what is so perfect about it? Oh, come on. Don't be a stick in the mud. Slide down it a few times. Go on. Woo! No way. I'd get covered in sand if I slid down that slide. Anyone can see that. Yeah, you're right. Otherwise, I'd give it a try, too. Good call, Maya. I used to love sandboxes like that you wouldn't believe. Really? You? Sure. Finding iron fillings in the sand with a magnet was my favorite thing to do. Iron filings? Wow, that's too exciting for words. It was my ambition to collect every single shred of iron in the sandbox. I was such a kid back then. So, did you manage to get all the iron? No, I never did. I think I came close, though. Come to think of it, I still have all those iron filings I found way back then. You want them? No. I don't know, Nick. That's free iron. Could be worth a good amount. Okay, he doesn't care about that. Job listings. Sports paper. He doesn't care about nothing. Okay, so I can't present the old man. Mademoiselle! Yes? Are you looking for la job? What? No, I was just... Let me see. Your style is un peu different, but you have a good face. Different? Félicitations! You have passed. I will hire you. Bien, come with me. I will teach you everything I know. Nick! Help! I don't know whether to laugh or feel bad for Maya. Maybe I should do both. Some of them encircled in red. Interesting. Bunch of little trinkets. Could he... I don't know if he could get in there. I'm just reading stuff now. I forgot to read it out loud. I'm sorry for those of you in the audience that cannot read. This must be the table where the poisoning occurred. The stain tells the story well. The whole area is still cordoned off with police tape. Guess it must still be under investigation. It looks pretty cold out there in the streets. Peaceful, though. It's nice that people can take it easy after the holiday rush. Mr. Armstrong must be a pretty big neat freak. He already has this table ready to go. Now, if only the food in this place was edible. Nick, you have not had the food. The Magatama must be nearby, is what was said, so I figured I needed to look for it here. But I'm not finding anything. He doesn't care about this. So Maya has been kidnapped by by Armstrong. Maybe I need to go back to the detention center without Maya? Okay. Looks like they have Maggie in questioning. I guess I've asked her pretty much everything. I'll come back if there's anything else I need to ask her later. Criminal affairs. Here we go. Well, pal, have you found the evidence yet? The one that's gonna find her innocent? No, not yet. We've only just started out our investigation. Well, whatever you need to do, I'll give you the dirt on it. I'm putting off all my other cases for now, pal. Gumshoe's really fired up about this. Oh, yeah, one more thing. The Rid trial's been approved. Court's sitting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And Godot's gonna be the prosecutor. Oh, him. Now listen up, pal. If Maggie's found guilty again... yes? I'll make sure you get locked up good for it. Got it? That makes sense, I guess. So the guilty party was Maggie Bird, huh? Yeah. Back when she was on the police force, you were her mentor when she was a rookie, right? Yeah, I kept a close eye on her. I mean, not too close. You know. Hey, what's with the funny looks, pal? I was just her... it wasn't anything like... Look, sure, I was her boss when she was doing her training, but that was it. Nothing happened. Gumshoe sure is sweating up a storm over nothing. Ah, so that's it. Our big old Gumshoe has a little old crush on Maggie. I don't like her or anything. I was... ugh. Note to self. Gossip with Maya about this later. Dish. Look, pal, don't tell anyone, okay? You gotta keep it a secret. Got it? Sure. And would you mind not guessing what I'm thinking all the time? Hey, tell your face, pal, not me. You'd have to be blind not to see what's on your mind. So, I was wondering, could you fill me in on the victim? Glenn Elk. He was a computer programmer. I see. A programmer? He was just a regular Joe working for a small-time computer firm. Maggie never had any contact with the guy before that day. And all she did was take him his coffee on the day of the murder, pal. Yeah, Maggie also claimed to have never seen the guy before. Did the victim go to the restaurant often? Not according to the chef. Said it was his first time he'd seen the guy. A programmer, and a first-time customer at that. What possible reason could Maggie have had to kill a guy like that? That's what I thought. But a motive was still somehow established in her trial. You're kidding! What was her supposed motive? Sorry, pal, I'm real busy. I haven't even got enough time to sift through these papers. Look into it yourself, okay? What could this motive have been? This isn't really a proper investigation. I'm kind of working it by myself. Oh, that's right. The judge already ruled on the case, and all the evidence is in already. The only problem is with Maggie's testimony. Yeah, doesn't sound very good for us, huh? Look, pal, I got a mountain of papers in this case to look over before tomorrow. So I'm just gonna say this. Maggie Bird's no liar. She's... okay, so she's a bit out there, but a bit off base sometimes. But she was a good cop. That's not exactly complimentary, you know. So what do you think really happened? And just how contradictory is her testimony? The biggest problem with Maggie's testimony is the number of people at the table. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Maggie still insists there was another guy sitting with the victim. Right, but get this. Everyone else in the place says the guy was alone. Even the chef. And there's that CD. CD. Oh, yeah, she did mention something about a CD. And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. But our guys turned that place upside down. There was no CD. What? Not on the table. Not anywhere in the whole restaurant, pal. But didn't Maggie say the victim was wearing an earpiece, too? Yeah, but that was for the portable radio in the front pocket of his hoodie. A radio? He didn't have a CD player? You got it. Your phony never explained that contradiction at all. Come to think of it, the owner of Tribulations didn't mention that CD either. I don't know why, but I get the feeling Mr. Armstrong's got something to hide. And it's not just the obvious psych locks. What's that? A sports paper? Yeah, I found it in the magazine rack at Tribulations. It's dated the same day as the murder. You may be onto something here. And take a look at this. See this writing here? MC Bomber. Hey! What is it? I've heard that name somewhere before. Yeah, MC Bomber. Wow, he actually seems to be thinking for once. It's no good. I can't remember. And he goes back to being the gumshoe we all know and love. Hey, pal. I'm gonna borrow this paper for a bit, okay? I want to get a handwriting analysis done on this scribble. Handwriting, huh? It'd be good to know more about that in any case. Thanks, pal. I bet it'll turn out to be an interesting clue. He doesn't care about that. Is that thing real, pal? Why does everyone keep asking me that? I wonder what this phony of yours is like. He had Maggie found guilty of murder. Doesn't that tell you? I've got to track this creep down. The chef of Tribulations, huh? You know what that chef said to me? Oh la la, your body is full of toxins. And then he gave me this bottle. What's in it? I don't know. Label says juniper. I'm under orders to put a few drops of it in my bath every day. Under orders? Yeah, you know. There's something about that lady. I mean, guy. Huh? You can't stop thinking about him? Not like that, pal. Give me a break. He's not my type. I mean, I can't stop thinking that he's involved with this case somehow. Sounds like he knows a little something more about our charming chef. So, what exactly is it that caught your attention about the chef at Tribulations? Well, he's got eyes like a fairy type, for one. It's, kind of hard to say. The guy's probably not even connected with the case anyway. So he does have a type of man? That is the implication of the text. Hey, come on, detective. Didn't you say you'd give you the dirt on anything? Well, this sort of stuff is kind of unimportant, gossipy stuff, you know, pal? Look, how about this? You go to Tribulations and investigate the place yourself. And if you find out anything suspicious about the guy, you report back to me, okay? Don't suppose I get a choice in this, huh? Guess I better find out more about the chef in Tribulations, then report back to Gumshoe. Alright, Tribulations. The scent of flowers sure is strong. It's almost making me dizzy. Oh my god, a ghost. Oh, hello? Who was that just now? A customer? She had sort of a dark aura about her, and obviously her head was injured. Well, welcome! B Avenue! Wow, what a cute voice. Oh, Maya's in her outfit. Oh, it's just you, Nick. Maya? Well, how do I look? Maybe you should quit being a spirit medium. Maybe, but it's kind of boring being a waitress. I mean, you're my first ever customer. Then who is that woman I just saw? Oh! Since you're here, you might as well have something to eat. I am kind of hungry, actually. So, how do you like your new job, Maya? I never knew there was so much for a waitress to do. Take people's orders, bring them their food, make coffee, work the cash register. Of course, we need a customer before I can do any of that. Yeah, it's a nice looking restaurant. It's a shame more people don't come. Don't forget about the ultra cute waitress. Just catch out my gimme a tip smile. Hey Nick, why don't you order something? The chef's preparing a tasty lunch set at the moment. Or so he says. How much is it? It's the twin tea set. So it's $20, of course. The twin tea set? I believe I'll be taking a pass on that. It's kind of expensive. What? But you can't! Come on, Nick! It's not every day I get to be a waitress! I want to try carrying plates and working the cash register. How about cleaning the toilets? That should keep you busy. Yeah, right. Maybe later. About the lunch. Oh, a fine choice, sir. No, Kitchen, a lunch special, please! With all the extras, drink, side salad, dessert, and gift. I don't need any of that. Just a moment, please, sir. Maya's really getting into this. So, how much is this set lunch then? $20, huh? But with the drink, side salad, and dessert, it's $45? Hey, wait a sec, Maya! Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Here you are, our deluxe fortified lunch set. Whoa. A dish inspired by lobster and abalone fricassee with a balsamic vinaigrette. Bon appetit. Thanks? Come on, Nick. Hurry up and try it already. Lobster, huh? Alright, down the hatch it goes. Oof. Well? Are you hungry, Maya? I'm starving. Here, it's yours. Really? Ooh. Remember, Maya, my wallet doesn't print money, so you better polish off that plate. I just remembered. I've got to clean the toilets. Hey! You can't be in that much of a hurry to clean the toilets. Added to the court record. Shoves it into my pocket. Cost $20 despite how unbelievably bad it tastes. It doesn't even look bad. It's like just, you know, lobster with slices of lobster, and then like a flan, and then like a little pastry thing. How does that guy manage to make good food taste so bad? Hey, Nick, you want to take a peek at the kitchen? The kitchen, huh? Not a bad idea. Now what was it that Maggie said again? In the kitchen, you'll get to see all of the chef's greatest secrets. In the kitchen? That sounds tasty. Hey, wait up! Maya! What is it? I'm pretty busy right now. Weren't you gonna show me around? There goes my plan to find some cool clue and show it off in your face. I'd better conduct the search in the kitchen myself. January 6th, Très Bien Kitchen. And here it is, the famous Très Bien Kitchen. Oh my god, there's pink satin in the kitchen. And flowers. And a book and a tea set. And a box of all those aromas. It's my first time in here too, actually. There is a weird atmosphere in here, that's for sure. Mr. Armstrong will be back soon, so we better search quickly. Chop chop. Okay. Oh, there's the Magatama. Now I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. Hey, Nick, this container has oyster sauce? What's that? Isn't that used in Chinese food? No, Nick, you're thinking of hoisin sauce. Ugh, look, right there on the counter. My Magatama! What's it doing there? What indeed? Now I know I'm in a French restaurant. Look at these knives. They're really sharp. I'd like to see how one of these slices through a cheesecake. A cheesecake? You don't exactly need a sharp knife for one of those, Nick. You could use a fucking butter knife. I bet I could cut a cheesecake with my hand. Sure, it might splorch a little bit, but I could do it. That smells good. Something's bubbling nicely in that pot. It must be the lobster and abalone fricassee with a balsamic vinaigrette. Isn't that what I just ate for lunch? Maybe. What you ate is the only French dish I know the name of. What are these lace curtains for? I don't know, but they give the place a real homey feel, don't they? Lace curtains. You know, if I was a cooking pot, I'd be perfectly happy to sit on a shelf under these. How do you respond to something like that? Sure, Maya, if you were a pot, I would put you under some lace curtains. Why not? Now this is one large mirror. I bet this is where he makes himself look pretty. There's a book on the dresser. Clarice Armstrong's Bedtime Literature. Not exactly Pulitzer Prize material, is it? Looks like a collection of poems he's written. Poems? Cool, read one out! And say it in your best French accent, with intensity, okay? Okay, here's one. Ahem. It's called Printemps. The two of them like actors from a film. The coffee still undrunk. Sweet nothings over too soon on that sad Sunday morning. The foolish cocktail so delicious. Take the last sip of your tea, and I know what I will do. I must lie to you. I must. Huh? That's it? Yup, that's a poem for you. What's this? Looks like a treasure chest or something. Wow! Look at all these little bottles! Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. He's got so many, they're overflowing onto the floor. Is he part of a fucking multi-level marketing scheme? Is that what's happening here? Why else would he have a chest of these? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 98, 99, 100. They're all the same, too. Hey, wait a minute. What is it? There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, what do you know? And it doesn't have a label either. And it doesn't smell. So, what's that liquid inside then, I wonder? Hey, Nick, we should borrow this. I mean, look how many bottles he's got. He won't miss one, right? Interesting. Could be poison. Better take this to Gumshoe. And he's not here. Oh, there he is. Hey, you're just in time. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? The lab got back to me about the newspaper you gave me. You must mean the sports paper with the memo scribbled on it. So, what did they say? Did the analysis turn up anything? They said the doodle was written by the victim, Glenn Elk. No doubt about it. I expected as much. The victim took the paper with him to the restaurant on the day of the murder. Chat, I have just been punched in the back of my head. Get Holloway now. Attack! Kill! Oh my god, she's punching me more! Oh, fuck! That's our best interpretation of the facts at the moment. MC Bomber. I get the feeling I heard the name somewhere before. Oh well, I guess it'll come back to me. Don't forget to report back to me with whatever you find in the restaurant, okay, pal? Since when did I start taking orders from Gumshoe? Although, I get the feeling there's something I need to show him. Yes, that's why we came here. You got one of those aroma bottles too, huh? Only this one doesn't smell. Huh? I don't get you. This was mixed in with all the other aromatherapy bottles, but it's not the same. It doesn't even look the same, wouldn't you agree? A cologne bottle that doesn't smell, huh? Smells like a skunk to me, pal. I mean, that is what most perfume is based in. Mind letting me borrow that bottle for a while? I want to send it to the lab for analysis. The victim was poisoned, so the contents of this bottle are pretty important. I had a hunch there was something funny about that chef. You suspect Jean Armstrong? I've got that guy's number. I know what his secret is. That must be the same secret Gumshoe was talking about before. I guess I better fill you in on the details. About this Armstrong guy's secret, I mean. So, what's Mr. Armstrong's secret? You ever had a lunch at Tribulations, pal? Yes. So how was it? To put it nicely, it was inedible. Hey, don't worry about being nice around me, pal. You and I both know the reason that place is so empty is because of the food. I mean, the place is clean, and he's got a girl like Maggie as a waitress, so... yeah, I guess it's probably the food. The real scoop on the guy is he's up to his ears in debt. I mean, he is a restaurant owner with no customers. Restaurants are not cheap to open and to maintain. Really? How much does he owe? This is a copy of his loan contract. He's about $500,000 in the red. $500,000? Are we talking dollars? Yeah. Hey, if it was Thurland, he'd really be in trouble. Sorry, that figure just took me by surprise. Yeah, this case is full of surprises. I'd be willing to bet that chef's got something to do with most of them. That's my hunch. Tender loner. Well, I obviously have to go show this to to Armstrong, right? I guess he's not here. Look at this, Maya. This is for you. She doesn't care. What did she say? About this. Sorry, Nick. I'm a waitress now. I've got a pile of work waiting for little old me. Oh, she just doesn't have time. Oh, there's a fucked up moped here. That's so sad. The old guy's not here anymore. Drat, I still have some unanswered questions for him. When I think back to when I was young, I wonder what I found so great about playing in a sandbox. Because sand is awesome to play with. Obviously. Have you ever put your hands in sand? It's so playable. Maybe I'll come back here in the middle of the night one of these days to relive it. On second thought, being arrested by Gumshoe would be too embarrassing to bear. A scooter, huh? Who'd leave it right in the middle of the park like this? The wheel guard and the light are busted. I guess it must have been an accident. It's totally wrecked. Oh my god. I'm not voicing that. What the fuck? Holy fuck! A Yakuza? Hey, what do you think you're doing with my bike? No, I was just... Gah! You've been messing with my new ride? Is that what you've been doing? New ride? Isn't that kind of an old model? Ugh, you're gonna pay for this. It wasn't me. I was just passing by. Hey! Then who's the one that covered my saddle crap, huh? You gonna pay, you catch my drift? No, wait a sec. I'm not a pigeon. I couldn't have done it. A wise guy, eh? I ought to beat you so hard it feels like you were smooching the express train. I mean, this was clearly the fake Phoenix. He's got the spiky hair, and he's talking the same voice that Maggie was doing. Uh-oh. You better watch your back. This ain't over. I'm gonna round up a group of lawyers, and then you's gonna pay. Actually, I'm a lawyer myself. What'd you say? I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Phoenix Wright. You saying you's Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I am. So you a wise guy too, huh? 'Cause I'm Phoenix Wright. I'm the one and only. What? Out of my way, I gotta cruise. He's gone. Surely that guy wasn't my phony. Was he? He wasn't anything like me! Guess I better make a note of the scooter. Ha! Pathetic! Oh, it's you. A few threats from a little brat like that. And you look like a pigeon that's got C's in its eyes. Have you been here the whole time, then? I was in that strawberry. I had some thinking to do. Oh, fuck. No, we're good. More like you had some cowering to do. Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just that if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons! You want food? Ha! Take that! Oh fuck, this psych lock. 3 of them. I knew it. This old guy has got something to hide, but what could it be? He doesn't care about that. Throwing seeds at me. He doesn't care about that either. Well, let me try fucking breaking this psych lock. Let's see how that goes. I don't want to voice this guy at all. It's hurting my throat. It's time you told me the truth. Why are you a regular at a restaurant that you dislike so much? Isn't that obvious? People only have one reason to go to restaurants. To eat. To eat? Is that the whole truth? What do you mean? I don't think you go to that restaurant for the food at all. You insolent brat! How dare you accuse me? What proof have you got? I can tell that not you nor anyone else in the world would go to that place for his food. The proof is in the pudding. Or in this case, the lunch menu. That's the Twin T set. The food at Tribulations is terrible. And expensive. You're wrong. It's cheap. Huh? I'm rich. I inherited money when I was a boy. Yes, I'm stinking rich. I haven't done a jock at work since I was born, other than feeding the pigeons. What a load of crock. The taste's another story, but the price, it's nothing to me. So you're saying that you go there because you've got money to burn? Exactly. I have so much cash, I go for a swim in my money vault every day. Unfortunately, that's a lie. What? You don't have money to burn. You're flat broke. Because you were looking for a job. This is yours, right? My magazine. Why would a rich retiree be looking for a job? I was... So what? I saw I was looking for a job. I'm buying a lot at the moment. I need spending money. Oh? I don't go to the restaurant for food. I just go for the Javachino. Yeah, I think you mean a cappuccino? Anyway, how much does a cappuccino cost there? $8. Those had better be some golden beans. What's your problem? You think a poor man would be better off drinking dishwater, do ya? Is that it? No, I wasn't thinking that. I was wondering if the coffee there is really that great. No, it's not. But anyway, yes, that place has free newspapers to read every day. Newspapers? Exactly. They don't want me hanging around at home, so I go there. I'm sorry, sir, but there are no free papers to read at Tribulations. They don't stock newspapers. Is there something that says they don't stock newspapers? Because I know that's not true. Take a look at this. What is it? It's a newspaper I found behind the magazine rack at Tribulations. So, what of it? This was the only paper there, and it's dated more than 1 month ago. What? You see what I'm getting at here? That restaurant doesn't get newspapers. This is just one that a customer happened to leave behind. Tell me, why are you so determined to hide the truth? I'm not hiding anything. I'm gonna have to put this guy out of his misery. Listen, the real reason why you go so much to Tribulations is... I know it's Maggie, baby. It's definitely Maggie. What are you asking me about that girl for? She was the waitress at Tribulations. Therefore, the answer to the mystery of why an old man would drink expensive coffee at a terrible restaurant is because the waitress is cute and everybody has a crush on her. Is the waitress. But I don't recognize that face. And you were probably telling the truth here. And you are probably telling the truth here. Because you weren't looking at the girl's face, but at her outfit. That's the truth, isn't it? You became a regular at the restaurant because of the waitress's uniform. And the uniform is all you can think about, isn't it? I can't take it. To you, that waitress was your... Enough, please! No more! Stop saying that word! Stop saying waitress! Stop it, stop it, stop it! I beg you. I can only come so hard. Sir? Yes, it's true. I was there for the young girl. Fine, so I'm a dirty, wicked, sinful old devil. No, I didn't mean it like that. I even get one of those lousy cups of Javachino every time for $8. All because of the servant girl. Punish me! Lock me up! Really, that's not what I'm here for. You'll be the same. After 20 years, and you'll understand what it's like. You know how painful it is to be an old man like me. No, really. Listen, sir. Stop calling me that! I have a name, you know, boy. So show some respect, I'm Victor Kudo. Sorry, Mr. Kudo. You young ones think you know it all, don't you? Well, I'm not saying another word. I won't tell you anything more. This guy was in the restaurant at the time of the incident, which means I have to hear his testimony one way or another. I don't believe this. I even broke his psych locks and everything. I guess I'll have to try to get him when he's in a better mood. If I bring Maya with me in the uniform... Oh, it's that old man. Is he still feeding the pigeons? Yeah, he's fed me as well. I got a bunch of those seeds in my eyes. Ooh, ouch. Hey, Maya, would you mind coming with me for a while? Huh? Me? Why? There's something I really want to ask that old man. Sure, okay. I'll just get changed. No, hang on. Can you go like that? I guess. Fully manipulating this old man. Sir? You again? Well, well. I see. Nick, his eyes are burning into me. It's okay. I think it's going pretty well. Gah! Huh? You're still just a little child. Run along and play on the slide, alright? Play on the slide? Oh, we were so close. Just a little more and he would have spilled. Pigeon. How can we crack this guy? Excuse me, please, sir. Quiet! Can't you see I'm feeding the pigeon? Ah, that's her secret. Mia? Well, if you don't mind, sir, I'd really love to talk with you. Yes. Yes. Oh, of course. Certainly. I'm Victor. Victor Kudo. Even from beyond the grave. Wow. About the incident. You mean the man who died after drinking the Javachino? It's like he's a different person. It was quite a shock, even for me. He was a strange-looking boy. The girl took the Javachino over to him, you see. And? Was the customer alone? Definitely. He was the only person at the table. Then he took one sip of his Javachino and he said something like, "Wow!" and then collapsed, dead. Oh, how terrifying. You're so good at listening, aren't you? I'll tell you anything, whatever you want to know. He certainly seems to be telling the truth now. But it looks like Mr. Kudo didn't see this other man either. Do you like the food at Tribulations? Well, of course. I'm really quite sophisticated man. I was a young businessman once, you know. I set up a casino in London. Really? How interesting. Eating the food at that restaurant really takes me back to my days in France. What a lovely story. London's in England, not France. Oh, yes, France is wonderful. I'd love to show you around the city sometime. It's too much. I can't take it. I want France. I can't believe Mia's laughing at the guy. You visit Tribulations a lot, don't you? Of course, I mean, yes. I'd like to come and see you there. Really? Oh, you flatter me so. The owner would be delighted to welcome you, I'm sure. Be careful that chef, my dear. The chef? You mean Mr. Armstrong? That's right. The man's an ex-con. He's an ex-con? Whatever did Mr. Armstrong do? Oh no, those eyes. I can't take this. Mia's really got this guy eating out of her hand. He steals things from his customers. From his customers? Gloves, handkerchiefs, little things mainly. He's a pilferer, so you be careful around him, my dear. Are you sure about this? Of course! He was arrested for it once. I was there when it happened, having my Javachino. He really is a regular. Let me write you a little haiku about it. Haiku? A Japanese poem. It'll explain all you need to know about that chef. Convicted before, a wicked man or woman. Repeat offender. Victor Kudo. If he takes anything again, you let me know. If it's not too expensive, I'll buy you a replacement. Poor guy. He couldn't do enough for Mia. Okay, Phoenix. That's about as much as I can do to help. Thanks, Mia. We got some really important information thanks to you. Honestly, I can't believe Maya called me for something like this. I mean, if you need tits with speed, me is where to go. January 6th. Très bien. I guess it's about time to wrap up today's investigation. Had enough of being a waitress? Yeah, plus no one came to the restaurant. Oh la la! Mademoiselle Maya, no, how could you leave me like this? I'm sorry. That reminds me. Mr. Armstrong had a Psych Locker 3, didn't he? I'm gonna have to break those. Mr. Armstrong, I hope you won't mind, but I'd like to have another word with you. Volontaire! Of course! Magatama time. Oh, he's so sad. Maggie's motive. What is happening? I do not like this horrible feeling. I have to know the truth. What happened that day? Hello. I will confess everything. Just don't hurt me. Huh? Well, that was a new world record. It was a lottery ticket. A lottery ticket? The man who died here had a lottery ticket. For $500,000. Oh, they were lottery tickets. $500,000? Oui, but after the incident, this ticket... It disappeared. The ticket disappeared. This was the motive that la prosecution gave for Maggie. They said she poisoned the man to get the $500,000 lottery ticket. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner? But alors, you've been trying to hide this information about the lottery ticket from me. And I want to know the reason why. No, monsieur, you doubt me, but I have confessed to you everything I know. Mr. Armstrong, the $500,000 lottery ticket, I think I know who took it. I think the winning ticket was stolen by this person. It was you. You stole it. Mr. Armstrong, I believe there's a very high probability that it was you. Oh! Wow, that is one piercing scream, even for a man like him. Mais pourquoi moi? Moi? Why? You have no evidence. I am not Mask Twinkle Damask. I am not the kind of person who steals the property of others. Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Armstrong, but I have evidence to the contrary. I present to you proof that you have stolen from others in the past. It's in haiku form. What is this? A poem? Oh, monsieur, you know me so well. I adore poems. Please read it and put some feeling into it. Convicted before a wicked man or woman, repeat offender. I'm sorry to have to bring it up, Mr. Armstrong, but you have been arrested for stealing from your customers before, haven't you? Mon Dieu! Le mensonge! You are the liar! You deny it? Do not make la fausse accusation, s'il vous plaît. So, do you have any proof? I want to see la incontestable proof I have ever stolen from one of my customers. It's the Magatama. It seems old habits die hard, Mr. Armstrong. What is that? This is my Magatama. And I found it in your kitchen. No! Wow, that scream just about broke some windows. Oui. I have weakness for la little trinkets and la figurines. My hand, it just sleeps out. I cannot stop it. You've stolen handkerchiefs, gloves, and other things from your customers, right? Oui, it is the truth. I am just a timid little girl inside, monsieur. A timid little girl. Besides, this time it was not the little small trinket, where? Oui, it was $500,000. Ma, no. Why did I steal it? I have no need for such money. Really now? Oh, monsieur, what is it? Isn't it true that you're in some pretty serious trouble? And that you're in desperate need of a large amount of cash? The restaurant isn't deep in the red, isn't it? You have a loan to the tune of $500,000. The lottery ticket would have wiped out your debts. Well, Mr. Armstrong, what do you have to say for yourself now? Oh! He's fully chewing the whole flower off of this fucking rose. Mr. Armstrong, you said that the victim had a winning lottery ticket for $500,000. How did you know he had something like that in the first place? The man, he was listening to la radio with his earpiece. Maggie said something about that too. The winning number was announced on the news, I think. All of a sudden, it exploded! Yes! $500,000! He shouted. And the ticket? Oui, he had all of his tickets spread out on the table. I was so desperate in need of money, so I... Put the poison in his coffee? No, 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 no! Oh, no, you're not a man! I simply helped myself to one of his tickets. What? La victim collapsed and Maggie passed out. I thought to myself, pourquoi pas? He had so many of them. Yeah, but only one of them was the winning ticket, right? How could you do that, Mr. Armstrong? Maggie was arrested because of you. No, this is not true. I did not take it. Not the ticket for $500,000, I mean. But you just told us you did. You said you took a ticket. Ma non, ma fille. It was not... That's enough. Huh? Mr. Godot! What the heck are you doing here? This is without a doubt the worst coffee I've ever tasted, Mr. Armstrong. He came in here for coffee? Does his craving for coffee know no bounds? Perhaps Mr. Armstrong stole one of the victim's tickets on the day in question. I am no, just a pretty little girl who everyone is laughing at. But in that case, Maggie shouldn't be the only one under some suspicion. He had the wrong ticket. What? Mr. Armstrong made off with the winning ticket's pretty neighbor. So, the ticket he took was worthless? Not quite. He did win something. $1. You see, I am just a pretty face. Without my looks, I have nothing. So, what happened to the winning ticket then? The one he meant to steal? Indeed. What did happen to it? I don't like spoiling myself by watching trailers, so... Same here, honestly. We'll just wait and see how the movie turns out tomorrow, won't we? Voila! You two! Time to laugh at the pretty little airhead! Looks like I won't be needing this note anymore. Looks like we got a new mystery now, namely, where did the winning ticket go? I've got a bad feeling about this. Well, anyway. We can't let Maggie suffer any longer for this, and certainly not again. To be continued. My throat already hurts. I'm really tempted to end it here. But it's just like, I've only been streaming for like an hour and a half. I need to go longer. My efforts will not be in vain. I will win this court case immediately. January 7th, 9:48 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie! Ugh! Detective Gumshoe! Are you doing alright? How are you feeling? As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger! And you! Yes? You'd better square this case away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. I think he's serious. Hey, detective. You're on our side for once, right? Yup. So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Of course. I got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure? Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me? I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, Detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. Maybe one day, Phoenix. Maybe one day.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Ah, bitter. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
Ah!
Well, what's wrong?
Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You was talking to me?" It was a little, well, intimidating.
No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix.
I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he?
Our trusty?
So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please.
Mr. Trite, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright. It wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another.
As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial.
I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said. Trust me.
Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness.
Why does he look so sad? Isn't he like... Doesn't he have this on... Don't we have this on lock? Gumshoe? Come on.
Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court.
Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation, Dick Gumshoe.
Other way around, Detective.
Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir.
Since yesterday?
Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control. For everyone's sake.
I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case?
Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elk. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Incorporated, a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. Okay. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. Oh, good old floor plans and Phoenix Wright. It's been a bit. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress.
The waitress being the accused?
Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were two other people in the restaurant. Mr. Jean Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo.
It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me.
So my guess is the victim was... Like, the victim and the other person were sitting at one of the tables on one side, and then just someone who looked like the victim was probably sitting in the booth behind them, so Victor and the chef could only see the ones closest to the kitchen, if I had to guess. X equals victim seat. Thank you.
Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own two hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony.
Yes, sir. The incident. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand the guy, Glenn Elk, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup, and what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive. Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady.
The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but...
Yes?
Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood?
I already told you that wasn't me.
No threatening people with, like, a knife or a gun. Or whatever that third thing was. Nobody recognized it, but it looked very scary.
Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. And what killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey! Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. Their two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Keep pressing it. We always press. Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, trite. I mean, that's not necessarily true. If they were both sitting behind, like... If they were both... If the chef was in the kitchen, and the old guy was in a booth that was, like, closer to the kitchen than the booth that the victim was in, they wouldn't be able to see someone who is sitting up against the divider. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. Yes. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? Ugh. That chair is pushed pretty far over in that picture.
It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly.
Well, we have the picture now, at least. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had a sort of earpiece? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Press it. Always press. And what was it the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? How should I know? Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it?
Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used?
So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else? Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, trite?
The victim took his coffee black with no sugar.
It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder? Keep pressing. We're pressing. Are you absolutely certain the victim even drank any of his coffee? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. In case you were wondering, the last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have time to present that piece of evidence. It's the autopsy report, isn't it? That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This. What the fuck? Ow! Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? I mean, first-degree burns I feel like are the worst ones. Isn't it like the lower it is, the worse it is? Oh, now I remember. This is the victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's coffee cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. He was clearly wearing lipstick. There's clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. Thanks for filling me up, aide that is not pictured. No third is worse? Is it? Oh, okay. Okay, I missed that line because I couldn't decide when it went. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. Potassium cyanide. I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? It's, there's also 4th degree? Oh. It's, well, that stuff lethal. Eat too much in your history. How much is too much? And how fast does it kill? Because it says he drank one sip of the coffee and died instantly. A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams? How much is that? You know when you swab your ears for earwax? About that much. Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. It destroys all of you, so if your hand got a 4th degree, your hand would be fully gone, bones and all. Oh, so it's like sticking your hand in lava. I assume it's like the degree is like the depth at which the burn like destroys you. Like first degree would just be fucking up your skin. Some kind of a motive? Lava isn't. It's not exactly true. I mean, I know lava's rocks, but it's real hot rocks. Yeah, but would you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. It's not Turbo Acid Hot Edition, but it's very hot. It's like unlivably hot. You know what my golden rule is, detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. She was... They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder? Yes, obviously. Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared is in no way implicates my client. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. So you stole it. So you're the murderer. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket. One of the female police officers found that when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? I mean, if they stuck poison on her, they're gonna stick the winning lottery ticket on her, too. Like, come on. Order! Order! She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court, immediately. I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now, somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime in which she was charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. Yeah, but she passed out immediately after the guy died. I like an old man who knows the score. There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend to the rules. I don't mind an old man who's weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence. Please give me more evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie? This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Wow, that is not the cleanest apron I've seen. What's the red? That stain looks like... It can't be blood, can it? The guy didn't bleed. He just died of poisoning. Seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean... Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The... pocket? A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison? In Maggie's pocket. Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What?! Order, order, order. The court will accept these items into evidence. What is the... did she spill ketchup all over herself? Also, if she spilled coffee all over her chest, she would take the apron off. Unless that's what made her pass out. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? I mean, if it was a month old, that would be brown by now. Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a blood stain. You don't need to be told to just look at it. Well, detective, could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? She must have gotten something on her apron with taking someone their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stunt like that again, I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. I thought everyone knew what it was already. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence, they all have all been clearly established. Well, Trite, it seems you really are a phony after all. You really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kinda scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery tickets and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. You've identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, trite. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So, let the fun begin. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe. There's an old man who was a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. Ah, we're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at him. And seeds. Seeds. It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search, too. Don't paint him as a creep. He's just got a little... Oh, never mind. I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful. You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen, then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. Well, he definitely couldn't afford the coffee there. Wait a sec. Uh-huh. Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down he's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. It seems Mr. Glenn Elg visited the doctor before he went to Tribulations. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? No, I'm obviously gonna press it. So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty. Perhaps it was stolen by Mr. Armstrong? Huh. You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate, are you, trite? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? Hey, yeah, you nailed it, pal! It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes.
Objection.
Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Sorry. So trite. Someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. Stop disconnecting. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Well, I'd love to if I had any. Oh, Limonada, save my poor throat. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for. Yeah? Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for, but wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh, yeah. The one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole $1 with it. What a lucky guy, huh? And they're just going to let him get away with it? It's $1. It was just $1, detective. I guess no one cares when it's that little. Except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. Why would you say that out loud? Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with. And we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe, be the dumbest you've ever been! I believe in you! I'm gonna ask about his insurance. Just to see if I can get, like, something directly saying he didn't have any money. Oh, okay. So there isn't. I'm gonna try this? No, that's nothing. Shit. No identification. Oh. There was this. No? That was at the crime scene. Aw, piss. What do I have about this? Got this to the doctor before going to Tribune. Apron pocket. Small pocket but big stains. Body search. Nothing else missing from the crime scene. Large hit bottle of poison. Investigation went smoothly. No identification. Pass out of shock. Scary old man. What took you so long? Seeds. He caught all of them. Defendant was unconscious. Till 2:50. No identification. 58 cents in his wallet. I think I'm on to something here. Is that true, Nick? You don't have anything to present. Didn't have any ID. Prescription bag. Medical records. What do we got on profiles? I've never seen him before. $500,000 ticket. Another lottery ticket. Nobody cares. What did they miss that was so stupid? Passed out from the shock. No identification. Use the prescription bag to figure out. 58 cents in his wallet. No identification on him. Programmer Maggie had never seen him before. Doodles in the victim's handwriting. No, that wasn't it. I'm fully fucked. I have no idea what they want from me. Milk cards all smashed up. 32. Victim seat. Photo of the scene. Let's see. Yeah. Doodles in the victim's handwriting. He says that he's onto something, but I'm certainly fucking not. If I could get him to say that he only had 58 cents in his wallet in the testimony, instead of just when I press him, so I can't prove anything because of game rules.
Objection.
I could just be like, hey, look how fucking ridiculously expensive this is. That doesn't make any sense. But I'm very confused by what I meant to discover here. Scary old man. It was reported at 2:25. Doctor before going to Tribulations. Poison. Winning ticket for $500,000. Coffee contained. Fingerprints. Blueprints of the crime scene. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. Meal cards all smashed up. Is dead. Trapian lunch special. Blah, 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 blah. She was the waitress. He was a programmer. They'd never seen him before. He was in Tribune. Large debt and prior convictions for theft. Sports paper. Article from December 5th. I'm very confused what they want from me here. Nothing else missing from the crime scene. He says no identification on him, and then when I press it, like Nick says that he's onto something. And if he could take it a little, if he could do anything with that, that would be great. 58 cents. Found someone less than a wallet and gumshoe. Miserable young man. Outlaw. I think I'm onto something here. And then nothing. Like, what do you talk, like, Nick, give me a hint, Nick. What do you got? Because I don't have anything. Victim's handwriting. They're only about old man. I already tried this. That very much didn't work. That doesn't have $1 million. Photo of the scene. He has custom chairs with the restaurant's initials embroidered onto him. No wonder he's in debt. Jesus Christ. Potassium cyanide covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. $500,000. Found the body search of Maggie. It's from the doctor before going to Tribulations. Bag is empty. I mean, I guess this was missing from the crime scene. Is that it? Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh-ho! Finally! I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will ya? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where, then, did the medicine disappear to? You are too cool, pal! You only got it wrong like 3 times! Indeed! Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital piece of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New ear laryngological clinic. Otolaryngological? Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from? Otolaryngological? It's like he had a sore throat? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. Yeah, but that doesn't mean they couldn't have put... Never mind. It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found the traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print. It seems Mr. Elg correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. But the ear... The left ear was the one that had the earpiece in it. If his ear canal was ruptured, he wouldn't be able to hear anything. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Ugh. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right, but I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? I'm gonna push the medication issue. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's the lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. Ugh. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was up there at the restaurant the day of the murder. Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater? Very well.
The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. Let's allow the witness to call another witness, please. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me.
Yay! Good job, Nick!
The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups.
You have already by the way, you've already drank 11 cups of coffee? You say that you never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during a trial. You've already drank 11? We just started.
Court is adjourned for recess.
January 7th, 11:03 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1, drinking moment. You know I drink in my coffee and my delicious lemon soda to desperately attempt to tape my throat back together before I have to fucking voice this old motherfucker. Can we get a drinkin' emote? If you guys can decide what a drinkin' emote is, I will work on it. Phew, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir! No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. 2-part emote with word art as text. Okay, fair enough. Drinkin'. Then when I eventually play a Street Fighter game, you guys can spam Ken. It's the perfect plan. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? No one is in his corner. He's in his corner. Fuck blondes. Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? I mean, not if he can see you. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. You gonna be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me. Even those never-ending bird seeds. January 7th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 4.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please.
The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind.
The name's Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what makes me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too.
We don't need to hear that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation?
He's definitely unemployed.
Listen, youngin'. How much call do you think there is for a kimono embroidery here?
Kimono embroidery?
Hey, I'm a Ronin, you understand? You know what a Ronin is, kid? That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed.
Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile.
That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident?
Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino.
Seeds?
What do you think these are,
I see.
So you saw everything that happened, Gramps?
Did I? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I did. I saw it all.
Then please, tell the court. We're all ears. What the fuck? That was loud as hell.
Sure.
I'll tell you every last detail.
He's really getting into this. What I witnessed.
The young man was reading the sports paper. The servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it.
That is clearly not the defendant. That is clearly the girl with the bandages on her head that I saw earlier, who is like a ghost. A fucking apparition.
The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's that servant girl. They're in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress.
Heh, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with the old-fashioned ones?
Newfangled?
All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless, it's spectacles, I tell you.
Excuse me.
Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away.
Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenn Elg?
I wanted to know if Guts and Brawn retained his championship or not.
So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question, there are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right?
So what if there are?
If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at the table on the other side of the restaurant, correct?
Kah! I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at.
You mean you go there to eye the waitress? Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw?
Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I.
I see.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress.
And I saw what the servant girl put into the Javachino as well.
I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not going to like it. I was gonna press him. Fuck, I didn't press him. I have to press him. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony.
I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please?
Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Did she really put that into the coffee?
You doubt me, boy? She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in.
Couldn't she have been adding sugar?
Sugar in a small brown bottle like that?
Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms?
A bottle like this, perhaps?
Oh, there it is. That's the one.
That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume?
So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? He took just one sip?
You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. The good old days, we'd have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died.
Congratulations, you have earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom. That is a hotly contested title in this courtroom, let me fucking tell you. So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible.
Oh, yes. He slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turn sour in my stomach.
Oh, yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress, I presume she's...
You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you can recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such a uniform, even me.
Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. We know you wouldn't rock that one bit.
Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. There are other things I recognize about her, too. He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? I'm absolutely pressing this. Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether or not that waitress was Maggie Bird or not.
Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony.
Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all, her face? As if I wouldn't remember that!
Objection!
The witness noticed the straps on the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right! I can even tell you the color of a ribbon in her hair. It was red!
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight.
There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Yeah. I'm asking about the fucking ribbon, because it's not her, like, Maggie's ribbon is not red, it's orange. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection!
He's got you there, Gramps.
People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony.
Sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. And if I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the waitress's face, yes? Or the witness. Did he say the witness or the waitress? It's one of the two. No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down. That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. This has turned into a matter of pride for old Seedy now, I guess. I wonder if you really did see Maggie's face or not. Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front. Do you think old Seedy really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick. Ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose. Nothing that caught interest about her when I saw her from the front. But Maggie had a fucked as a hell apron. Anyone would have noticed that. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. Yeah, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating. I hate this guy's nose. I hope he dies.
He probably will. His heart rate's gotta be in the, like, just skyrocketing. Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. You think I'd forget something as dirty as that?
His heart is in his nose.
Well, you half-witted clout.
Clot, I think is what he called him.
What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front.
Oops. Oh, fucking whoopsie.
No, I'm just silly old me condemning a lady I don't know to life in prison.
You can't just oops your way out of this.
Well, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Trite. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant.
That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird?
Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison in the coffee cup, this old guy was watching.
I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing.
Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted.
He can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out.
Very well, let's test how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim.
About the victim.
He was one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the nosy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well.
Broken spectacles? Does he mean the earpiece? Did he think it was broken glasses?
Then the servant girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
The testimony we have heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail.
Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything.
How are we gonna handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that this old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. I'm really good at fucking with people, and nothing else. Spectacles?
Dark glasses to you. One of those lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well.
He did have some kind of lens over his left eye, but I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses.
He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Cadeau's sharp appearance.
I would pay to see that. We better come up with something sharp and quick. Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it?
That young hooligan. I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all the rustling going on? I need to find out if Gustin Braun retained his championship title.
It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own?
What are you looking at me like that for? How dare you judge me? Ow! Ow!
Gustin Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway. The wireless?
The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless.
Oh boy.
And using an earpiece. It's selfish is what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
What are you looking at me like that for, How dare you feel sorry for me? Ow, 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 fuck!
You mean the waitress, who you only saw from behind, right?
You're one of those, are ya? You never let anything go, isn't that right?
Maybe.
What does it matter if I saw it from the front or behind? My eyes don't lie!
Ow, ow, ow! Stop! Better not push it until I've got some hard evidence. His free hand.
Yes.
Which hand was that?
Weren't you listening before, cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, then which hand was it, you moron?
Ow! Ow! Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes in it than a slice of Swiss. I guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake and he's ours. I know we have a picture of the scene. I guess the newspaper isn't there, so I can't tell him it was on a specific side. Was he rustling or writing? Newspaper in his right hand. Kept rustling its pages. Listening to the wireless. Go over the Javachino. Rustling its pages. Small pocket, big stains. Broken pair of spectacles. Left eardrum ruptured but the day before the incident. Kept rustling the pages. Wasn't he writing in it? Is that enough to hold up? I feel like it isn't. Lunch special. Potassium cyanide poisoning. Blueprints. Photo taken from the scene of the crime. Coffee contains... Oh, sure, I'll try the newspaper. Nope, no dice. Now I have to save, or I'm gonna die. Listening to the wireless. Serving girl brought off the Javachino, picked up the cup of free hand. Broken pair of spectacles. Do I just present him? No, no dice. No dice. Let's see. Listening to the wireless, I remember that well. Wireless. You pick one. Strain my ears, we couldn't hear it. Spectacles, dark glasses, newfangled rubbish. I'll wait and see if I should challenge something about the spectacles. No? Okay. Brought over the Javachino. Oh! Well, he was listening to the wireless. I feel like that should have... Because he ruptured his eardrum. Maybe I have to use the medication? Okay, I guess not. I'm gonna try presenting him again? I assume he doesn't see anything contradictory, which seems insane. Nobody is picking up on the, like, he has a radio in his ear that he can't hear because he ruptured his eardrum? Broken pair of spectacles. Rustling the pages. Sports paper. How dare you judge me? Ow, ow. Brought over the Javachino. With free hand and took a sip. I feel like it's just like, I feel like he was rustling the paper in his left hand, which would obviously mean that he doesn't have, you know, additional hands. But, I don't know. Newspaper in his right hand, noisy paper in his right hand. Is it because this is facing a specific way? So he would have grabbed it with his right hand? That seems weak, but I'll try it. No? Okay. I'm really grasping at straws. I'm very confused. I feel like the right hand thing is like what we're going for, but I have no idea how I would get that. I guess in this, the cup is over on the right? You know, maybe I do take... No, because in the cup specifically has... The cup specifically has the lip marks on it, which means he definitely held it with his right hand. So this is where I would challenge that. Yeah, there we go. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of the testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory? I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make it that his left. Ha! What is this? Kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Ah!
Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from.
Wait! If you think I'm gonna stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw.
You still insist on your testimony?
That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hotbot and you spiky young-haired yahoo who are at fault. Who, me?
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already.
Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but...
Sure, why not hear a little more?
Mr. Godot!
But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain.
You can rely on Victor.
Left hand or right hand?
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs, on the left. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand.
That is his left hand. We know the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers.
A monitor? You mean like a television screen?
The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
HDTV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth.
It's true, he doesn't seem to be lying.
And those are the facts, in good old black and white.
So the victim was wearing an HMD.
HDTV, what does it matter?
There was none of them, actually, but anyway. And you're sure he was wearing the earpiece on the same side?
No question. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. From the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head.
He kept fiddling with all the time. Oh.
It seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glen Elg.
He was getting on my nerves, rustling that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. Then he went and made all the fuss of dying from one sip of Javachino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked.
So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. The earpiece you mentioned. Which hand did the victim touch it with?
You're one of those people, ain't ya? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. Or fastens your left cuff with your right hand.
Well, how would you fasten your left cuff with your left hand?
And when the tour guide says, on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah, you're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you?
No, I didn't mean...
Obviously, he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in. Ow, ow, ow.
So if he had the HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess. You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo.
That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me.
Looks like he really did see the guy picking the cup up with his left hand. It's a dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right.
Then chuck evidence at him until he breaks.
But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradiction in his testimony, right? Well, I assume that he saw a different guy. Like, the victim has it on the left. Very clearly. And this is written on the left. So the coffee would have to be on the right, but he definitely saw it. Fiddling with the cup, he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. I'm gonna keep trying the over his left eye. Left eardrum was ruptured. Yeah, he can't have because his ear was ruptured. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but Mr. Kudo, there's something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. You can only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Eh? Traces of medication for his conditions were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Pigeon! Pretty pigeon! Yeah, he's doing the pigeon song. Order, order, order! This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind, and he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot? Ugh. A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? I would. This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javachino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Yeah, no, but he only took one sip, dumbass. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poisoned coffee. Like this! Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I'm satisfied the witness is not deceiving the court, but to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey! I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but you can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned. Perfect timing. Oh, fuck. Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now. How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else this court should know. What? There's more? To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. What do you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial.
I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man.
That's enough, witness. I believe it would be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony.
You bet. Much, much quicker.
Please don't make me voice him anymore. I actually can't do it. I can't believe this is happening.
Haha, you better get ready, youngster.
I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would ya? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. I'm just gonna save here because my throat is so dead, and I saw the promise. I saw the promise of being finished with this guy, and it was ripped away from me. And my throat hurts, and it's also time for the stream to end. So I'm gonna find somebody for you guys to raid. Let's see, who can I send you guys to? Let's see, Anakamaru is playing Lethal Company. You know what, Nakamaru doesn't have any viewers. Let's send you guys over there. I hope you all enjoyed this stream despite the technical difficulties. I appreciate that after I changed from... I've moved the position of my Wi-Fi extender. I have separated it from the other Wi-Fi extender, and I'm just going off the base Wi-Fi again. So hopefully that helps with the stability. If it doesn't, I'll have to look into other options. But hopefully it won't come to that. I have I'm gonna have a poll going for what I should do in January. I have a game that I think will be good for one stream. It's called Awaria. It's by the same person who did Helltaker, which I think will be fun. And I will see you all on Sunday. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. My throat is shredded after fucking trying to voice that guy. Jesus Christ. I need a lozenge. But I will see you later. Have an excellent night and an excellent weekend. I hope your Christmas treated you well. And if you celebrate Hanukkah, I hope that's treating you well too. Have a happy new year. Bye-bye.